Yeah, I very much would like to see them pick up a win. Really, I'd like to see just a good game from both of these teams. I think if they just have like a really good game, a close game, no matter who the winner is, they can both end up being the winner, and like the as I said before, the the public court of opinions.
Definitely. Round one is going live right now, and pause. Yes.
A pause request. I think PTR was stumbling as he was leaving spawn. I don't know if he timed out or if he's back now. I have no idea. But
they're executing into the A bomb site, though. Planks is going to be in sandwich. Fugly is able to take him down. Terrorists have got their way in there. Justus Pro has already lost 2 players. That's Floki down. Planks is out of the way also. Fugly has gotten both of those kills with his Glock. Now all 3 CTs are going to be really close to connector. 2 are working their way out of the connector. 1 is in the jungle, and it might be a flank right there. Peter gets flanked extremely hard, and he is lagging. No, he's not.
No, not lagging anymore, but he was lagging immediately out of the gate. Hit a bit of timeout lag as soon as it started. But it seems like he's fine. I don't know why he thought standing in window, staring at a wall would be the exact time to type and tell the other team that you were lagging out. I mean, freeze time and dead time is plenty of time for that. And because of that, Shazam was able to flank him, pick up a kill, and then the rest was history. Fugly picking up a 3K. So a solid look from Lunatic opening up the game. And yeah, we're on pause, so we're not wasting any time. It was just a little bit of lag for PTR at a very unfortunate time.
So round number 2 is going to get underway now. Lunatic eSports did get that first round, and you have to think a lot of that happened to be because Peter was timed out. Might have been a very, very different round if he was not lagging, but AGM and Peter are both getting kills now. AGM grabs another one. That's a 2K for him, and that's going to shut down that A-Rush. Look at the 2 remaining players on Lunatic back their way out. That's going to be Juvenile and Nafly. Both of them have Galils and head armor, but neither of them was going for that A-Rush anymore after Peter and AGM shut that push down. And it now, out in the middle, let's see, JMZ. JMZ gets the headshot on Juvenile. Nafly very low. Can he connect? Nafly hits the ladder, and JMZ secures the eco round win for Justus Pro, 1-1.
So I was originally going to say when PTR timed out that he was only timed out for a second. How much of a time difference can that really make up? Why is he making such a big deal of it? But apparently he is absolutely a threat in tandem with AGM to shut down rushes. Got to the A bomb site at the appropriate time that round. And Lunatic really, eSports never really even gained traction. I mean, they got shut down before they even got close to the site. So great round from Justus Pro. Just doing what they do thus far.
And it's going to be a save rush into the B bomb site. JMZ grabs 2, 1 with fire, 1 with the picked up Galil. Grabs a third there, Daps. Last one left alive. He's getting shot. He is in upper B. Does not have the bomb. He's going to get pushed right here. Here comes Planks. Can he connect with the shots? Not able to make it happen. Daps escapes with 12 HP. He's going to be the last terrorist left alive, and he's just going to kind of wait, see if he can get some damage off here, possibly drop a rifle out of the hands of Justus Pro, but coming from below him is going to be Flosick, who gets the M4 kill on him, and Justus Pro now has 2 rounds to their name.
2 rounds and no lost weaponry on their side. None of their players died, so they're not going to be forcing any rebuys. And it looks like on the other side of the board, Lunatic eSports is on another save. So if Justus Pro can pick up another really clean round where they only lose 1 or 2 rounds, not only will they have a pretty substantial lead, score-wise, 3-1 would be a solid lead, but they'd also have that early economic advantage. And PTR shutting things down with the off immediately.
Peter doing what Peter does in mid with the op, getting 2 kills right off the bat. And Flosick teams up with him to get another one, and there's still 1 player right there in the mid boxes. That's going to be Shazam. Gets taken down. Now all we have left alive is going to be Fugly. He does have an AK in his hands, but this will be a 1 versus 5 attempt. And I'm assuming at this point he's going to just try and hold on to that AK going into next round. Peter does have the 2K. Man, Fugly in a bad spot now. 1 player right on Cat, sees him. That is going to be AGM. Ooh, but Fugly makes the shot happen, so he's going to stay alive for the time being. CT's not really pushing towards him. They know he's got to work towards this bomb, and I think Justus Pro is comfortable with allowing Fugly to save this AK right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. You know, Lunatic is going to be buying up next round pretty much no matter what. They have such control of the map that it's not really worth overextending and potentially losing even more guns to it. If, you know, Fugly feels so inclined to hold on to that AK at this point, they don't really need to take it out of his hands, so he can kind of just have it. I'd be surprised if they don't start to hunt him a little bit as the timer starts to wind down, but yeah, I mean, even if Fugly gets away with the rifle, not too much damage done to Justice. The score control and the economy control that they have is way more important than dying for that AK.
Now it looks like we have a CT starting to venture out a little bit here. That's your number 3 player, JMZ. He's going to be trying to work his way through the B halls. Timer is ticking down. They're safe. They for sure have this round. And JMZ's getting a little curious, trying to find out where Fugly is. They will not see each other in time, though, so no battle to ensue. And Justus Pro does take their 3rd round. Scores 3-1.
Yeah, this round we're going to see the first real gun. Actually, no, I guess the second round was a gun round from Lunatic, as they were pretty bought up with AKs and you know, solid rifles, and Justus Pro was still able to shut that down. This round we're going to see an off battle. I'm sure Shazam versus PTR. JMC pushing mid actually might be able to catch Shazam off guard, but no, Shazam is ready. Oh, I thought he was ready. He looked ready.
He still gets it though. Oh my goodness, JMZ makes that work for himself, pushing up mid to get the kill on Shazam. And now it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Shazam was your mid player. The other 4 players are on a 2-2 split right now. 2 are coming up the A ramp trying, but they're fired out, so they're not going to be able to push that. 2 are going to be in the A house or palace, and they're going to work their way out now. Nafly does get the trade on Flowsick, and that will be a bid into the A bomb site. But rotates are happening now. Peter is already in the connector. Here comes JMZ. Fugly trying to work those flashes. Fugly does get the kill on JMZ, but still up at the E-box is going to be Peter. Peter's got to drop down out of that smoke, otherwise he's going to get sniped out right there. And Fugly, last one left alive in the sandwich, gets taken down by Planks. And Justus Pro will grab their 4th round, with JMZ having a 2K. On the other side of things, though, Fugly and Nafly both teaming up to get kills.
That mid push from JMZ was super clutch, and usually when teams are not going to be holding the mid window, that's when they send a player pushing. So I guess Shazam was not ready for a player in window to contest him and to have the player running up right in his face. Great communication from the Justus Pro players. Great idea with the spawns making that happen, and they, you know, pretty much locked up the round win with that early pick. So yeah, great play from them. And now Lunatic eSports still on a bye. Not a ton of nades in their back pocket, but AKs across the board.
And it looks like Lunatic eSports right now is, they were decently well spread out now. We're going to have 2 players towards the back of B tunnels. They're actually more close to mid now. We're going to have 2 over at A. 1 is going to be at the ramp, 1 at the palace, and then your upper B player is kind of pushed. That's your number 7. Who is that? That is actually Juvenile. I believe he was in underpass, worked his way back into the B tunnels. But once again, we're having JMZ slight. Now he dropped back into the site now. He was pushed for just a second here, but Lunatic eSports playing slow now, trying to work off a pick and roll. And it's not looking like it's going in their favor, so they're going to slowly step back towards A and set up for it. And I do believe they're going to have Juvenile trying to work a fake for him over there at B. If he can get this pick, that'll really help sell it. They've already brought the catwalk guy back into the B bomb site to help defend. Missed nade there from AGM. Luckily, it didn't hit JMZ. It was very close, and Juvenile goes down. That shuts down the fake at B. And now here comes the rest of Lunatic. Shazam is going to be the first one into the site, makes his way into sandwich, gets a kill. Nafly also gets one, and that is the A bomb site for Lunatic. They have a smoke at CT spawn, so they're going to go for the plant, get it down. 3 versus 4 retake attempt for Justus Pro. 1 on the hard flank. That is going to be AGM. JMZ is already in the jungle, and Peter is already down to CT spawn. AGM makes the flank work, takes down Shazam. Right there is going to be Daps, though, gets the kill on him, as PTR also gets a kill on Nafly. So Fugly, last one left, and JMZ is able to get the kill on him. So 3K for AGM, JMZ, and Peter both getting kills, and that will be a 4th round for Justus Pro.
A 5th round, no less.
Oh, 5th, excuse me.
Yeah, that's even worse for Lunatic eSports at the start of this game. I'm glad you were able to point out that AGM was on the hard flank that round, because he really made that retake happen. Shazam was kind of keyed into the idea that they might have been getting flanked, but unfortunately he was not peeking at the right time for AGM. and AGM was able to pick up 2 frags that really opened up the A site for them and allowed that retake to happen. So just more solid play from Justus Pro. They're really looking better seemingly every day we watch them.
This will be round number 7, and it looks like we're going to have a set fake over here at A. 2 players from Lunatic are going to be throwing smokes and flashes over, seeing if they can pull a rotate, and it will pull one of your mid guys into the connector to try and help defend A. And let's see if Lunatic can execute this. Planks grabs both those players trying to move up the A ramp, shuts that down. Here comes the call that they are moving into B. JMZ, last one in the site. Can't get a kill, and that will be another bomb plant for Lunatic as the 4 remaining CTs have to be on the rotate. AGM is already up the catwalk. Flowsick is coming through the tunnels. AGM is moving still up the catwalk. Shazam has the flank. Oh my goodness, the dink through the wall right there. Nafly makes it count though and gets the headshot, takes down AGM, and both CTs left alive. Peter and Planks are going to rotate out and go for the save to save those 2 expensive guns. Once again, we're seeing an AWP and auto sniper save here, but Planks with the 2K. On the other side of things, Nafly with a 2K of his own, as LunatiK eSports will pick up their 2nd round.
Pretty good awareness from PTR and Planks, knowing that they need to save in that situation. They have super expensive guns in their hands, and really their economy can afford for them to lose it, but there was no way they were going to make that retake happen. Time was absolutely not in their favor. The player count was not in their favor. Trying to get out and get entry frags with scoped guns, not always easy. So, and also they were smoked out, and more smokes were incoming. So, good on them for being aware enough to fall back, know that they have no chance of winning it anyway. We can come back and shut them down the next round, and just smart play and good communication from them right there.
So round number 8 is going live currently. We're going to have 2 players once again from Lunatic are going to be on the ramp. 2 are going to be up in the palace. And then, actually, there's going to be 3 at ramp now. The player from T-Spawn rotated over. And we're going to see pretty much a typical play here. Your catwalk guy from Justus Pro is pushed very far out. Your mid guy is dropped into mid. He's going to fast rotate into the connector. They're going to get prepared for this rush that is going to be coming to A. And here goes the guy off catwalk, leaving the B player by himself, waiting just in case it is a fake, and AGM pushes way all the way up middle. No, they're going to pull all the players over to the A bomb site. Bomb is going to be planting, and Planks is right there in the smoke. Oh my goodness. If Daps doesn't see him and Planks can get the shot off, can Planks do it? Oh, he's right there in the smoke. He gets spotted and taken down, and Daps and Nafly both get kills right there. So that is going to be huge for them. There goes Nafly, though. Daps and Nafly both out of this. 2 players are going to be on the A ramp. Dropping into the sandwich is going to be JMZ after he got 2 kills. Now we only have Juvenile left alive. This is going to be a 1 versus 2 situation. Peter gets off the bomb. He is going to cut this very close, but he's got it in time. And Justus Pro will pick up a 6th round. 2K for Peter, 2K for JMZ. On the other side of things, 4 kills for LunatiK eSports.
Barely had that one. Really cut that one close. A good bomb timer awareness by PTR, able to pick up the frag and still get the bomb defused. That was a huge play. That's the second, I guess, of 8 rounds that we've seen thus far where Lunatic absolutely had the player and positional advantage and just, failed to stop the retake from Justus Pro. Had they picked up, that last round in the story, but Justus Pro stepping up when they need it with really just overwhelming pressure with their flanks and using nades really effectively. That's the 2nd molly frag for JMZ this game, I think.
I do believe so. Shazam did get a frag on JMZ, getting aggressive. He does bring Shazam down to 6 HP, though. And it looks like Daps is going to be the solo A player trying to throw a fake as the B players are going to be working hard now. He gets taken down. And that is going to be, who was that? That was Juvenile with the 2K now. AGM was the last player that he just killed. So Peter and Planks left alive. Let's snap over their perspective. They're going to go for the save here. Peter is rotating through the palace. And closest player to a terrorist is going to be Planks, who's got Shazam directly over his head. If he looks up there, he could easily get this kill and make this a little bit easier to save. He's going to look up now. Oh, still watching mid. I wonder if Shazam is going to go for the peek on this. Let's follow Shazam. See if he goes. He's thinking about it. And he's out. Does he get it? And he gets the kill on Planks because he was worried about Juvenile, who's making a lot of noise coming through the mid. So Peter in the apartments, he's going to be the last one. He's not going to go for this peek, I hope. No, he will not go for the peek after that gunshot. And that'll be a third round for Lunatic eSports. Score is still 6-3, Justus Pro.
Because all those rounds came down really so low, there was really not a lot of players remaining for Justus Pro on the retake rounds that they won. Their economy was all over the place. PTR was loaded that round with only one death. Was able to hold on to his op as well. Dropped like 2 or 3 rifles for his teammates, and pretty much single-handedly made this buy happen, because the rest of his teammates would absolutely have had to save had PTR not been so loaded. So Lunatic eSports, a little behind in the rounds. I think 3 rounds thus far is not terrible. I think they could do better, but still they're doing lasting damage to Justus Pro's economy. If Lunatic eSports can pick up another round win here, they'll take the economic upper hand and also be within striking distance to retake the lead.
So this will be round number 10, still in the first half. Score is 6-3 in favor of Justus Pro, but Lunatic is gaining a little traction here. They did get around. They're going to try and string these wins together, though, and it looks like it's going to be a mid-strat. They already have 3 players in the mid. One is still on the lurk at A ramp, and already a rotate coming from A ramp. That is going to be your number 7 of Juvenile, trying to wrap his way back through to help in mid. They're going to go up through connector to A, so it will be working into A. Let's see if they can get any picks. Fugly trying to work against Flowsick. Doesn't work out for him as Planks was able to get the frag on him. Flanking in middle, though, is going to be JMZ, who grabs 2 big flags, spraying, or 2 big frags, I said flags right there. But JMZ spraying through the smoke, does some damage to Shazam, and it will be a 3 versus 2. Nafly, Shazam versus Flowsick and JMZ. There goes Flowsick. JMZ goes down to 1 HP as he takes Shazam out of the game. And now we have Nafly by himself, trying to work against a very weak JMZ and Planks. He's going to drop down in the site. Oh, Planks is right there. Planks is ready for this. Starts running. He's going to go for the... Oh, no, he stopped planning, and Planks is able to take him down. So that will be a 7th round for Justus Pro. The score will be 7-3, and a big 3K for JMZ.
Yeah, that's not his first big 3K, and I'm certain it won't be his last big 3K. If you take a look at the scoreboard real quick, you'll see that he has 15 frags, a startling 7 more frags than the next closest fragger on the scoreboard, and only 5 deaths. So not only has he been able to output just a ton of damage and get kills pretty much everywhere he goes, but seemingly mostly at B and on the rotates, just... He's seemingly everywhere. I mean, he's definitely the MVP for Justus Pro thus far, and the main reason why they are still maintaining the lead.
So round number 11 is live right now, and it looks like once again we're going to have an A strat incoming from Lunatic. They get the initial pick, but traded out from a nade kill. Fugly takes down Flowsick, and then Peter with that trade on the nade. So it's going to get them into the A bomb site. Oh, getting the damage through the smoke. Then the nade to take down Planks is going to be Nafly. Juvenile gets taken down right there. And now it's going to be a 3-on-3 battle. Peter's got 2 kills on the round. The only 2 kills for CT side Justus Pro. There goes Daps getting taken out of the sandwich. Shazam is up in the palace. They have to know somebody's up there. They know for a fact now, as Shazam does take down AGM and cover the plant, or cover the defuse, excuse me. PTR is able to take down Shazam. Nafly pushing. PTR stays on the bomb. He didn't have time to get off that. Hoped that Nafly couldn't get there. Nafly will get the clutch. 1 versus 2. 3K for Peter, 3K for Nafly, and Lunatic grabs another round.
Yeah, finally, Lunatic was able to win one of those anti-retake rounds. Nafly cut that one a little close, a little closer than I think he would have liked, but that was the second time he'd been in a situation where he wasn't sure if a player was defusing or not and had to kind of just go and check. So, good awareness, bomb timer awareness from him, and communication from Shazam to, tell him to push the guy defusing that. He's not just going to sit there and win the defuse.
So round 12 is going, and they already had Daps push up. He's only got a Pro 90 in his hands, but he did push A ramp just enough to try and get an idea of what's going on. They know for a fact Justus Pro is going to be on just a pistol buy right now. They're already into the B bomb site. All 5 players are getting their way there now. Shazam and Fugly team up to get 3 of the kills. Juvenile just gets 1, and now we only have Peter left alive. He's working underpass, so he's just going to try and use that CC75 auto to try and get an exit kill right here. Possibly net himself a rifle so he doesn't have to buy one next round, as they will be going to a buy after this round, but Lunatic is poised to grab this 5th round, so score will be 7-5 if Lunatic can hold on in a 1 versus 5 situation.
Yeah, they have had varying success with their retake or anti-retake play, but I don't think they're gonna have a problem locking this one up. And yeah, it looks like PTR actually he's gonna get a kill and run away with a gun. So good for him, but I'm sure he's gonna upgrade that to a real rifle. I like that Lunatic has been, pretty much all over the map with their strats. Maybe they haven't gone cat yet. I don't think they've necessarily gone cat, but it seems like they haven't gone to the same site or same area of the map in back-to-back rounds. We've seen them split mid. We've seen them hit A aggressively. We've seen them hit A slowly. B aggressively, B slowly. It seems like they really have a full arsenal of strats, and it's keeping Justus Pro on their toes with how they're playing their CT side. They're not playing very predictably, and with the a 3-2 split this round, Bomb going in the 2 direction, they're continuing the aggressive and diverse play up.
So JMZ is already down. That's Fugly who gets the kill on him. Quickly traded out by AGM, though. And the T's are going to rotate their way back over to B to get back together with Nafly. One is still going to be lurking in the T-spawn. That will be Shazam waiting. And they're actually going to drop out of the B tunnels. Are they going to wrap this all the way back around to A? Yes, they will bring this all the way back to A. Shazam is already there. Juvenile, Daps, and Nafly working that direction now. 2 CTs are still sitting at A, though. And we're going to have Planks. He's going to be up on the balcony playing for Palace. And then we're going to have Flowsick in the site playing for the ramp. And it's going to be a 2-2 split for CTs. 2 at B. 2 are going to be holding the A bomb site. 1 is going to be your fast rotator out to B on the catwalk. Here comes Flashes and Smokes. Should be calling for the rotate. Nafly goes for the Molotov. Doesn't work out for him as Planks was ready with a FAMAS. Flowsick also gets a kill right there, which is going to help out huge, allowing enough time for the CTs to rotate over. Only one left. That's Shazam. And Peter pushes through the smoke to get the kill. Flowsick with a big 2K. Juvenile and Fugly only terrorists to get kills, and Justus Pro extends their lead once again to 3 rounds, 8-5.
The way they positioned themselves in the A bomb site there was really smart. Having Planks on that balcony in a little bit of an, I wouldn't say it's an unconventional position, but it's definitely unconventional in the sense that it's a 4-on-4, and that's a very open, no cover spot. So, a gutsy gamble from him there, willing to kind of just stand there right in front of the peeking terrorists, and it worked out for him. And then Flowsick right behind him in the site to continue supporting him as he fell out and tried to stay alive under the balcony. Just really great play, trading and working off each other, and what could I can only assume was solid communication as well.
So this will be round number 14. This round and one more will be your remaining rounds of this first half. And already Fugly was pushing his way up the A ramp, took a little damage. There was a seam in the smoke, so CTs were able to shoot at him, and he's going to drop back. But T's are pretty well spread out right now. One has already worked his way through mid into the connector. That is going to be Juvenile. Juvenile might get a shot off right here. Let's snap over to his perspective. If this smoke goes away and he can get a good peek off, he will be able to see down into the site. Only one player close there. 2 are rotating into the CT spawn, though. Juvenile does get that shot off on Planks. Now Peter left to defend from the booth at CT spawn. AGM works his way up. All the terrorists are there working to A right now. We're going to have 2 in sight, 1 pushing CT. That's going to be Juvenile who goes down. 1 over at the fire. All 3 terrorists are right there. 1 is still going to be in the balcony. That's going to be Shazam. So this will be a 2 versus 3. JMZ takes a ton of damage right there. He pushes the site anyways as Daps gets a kill. And that is going to be JMZ trading out Daps so they know exactly where Shazam is. AGM just has to get this peak perfect to not get taken down. And he does. Take Shazam out. That'll be a 9th round for Justus Pro. And the score will be 9-5 as we go into last round of the half.
Yeah, locking up this this last round would be huge for Lunatic eSports. They started with such a score disadvantage. The fact that they're able to bring it back this close and a potential 6th round would really set them themselves up to make the comeback really happen on their own CT side. And Justus Pro just continuing to work the retake game. That's been far and away what they've been most successful at this in game. Even though they don't have the ideal positioning, even though they don't have all the information for where the Lunatic players are, they're just assessing the sites and assessing what they see so quickly and making for the most part very correct decisions. And I mean, that was like what 4 or 5 rounds that they won purely off an even or disadvantaged retake. That's pretty crazy, and it really speaks volumes about the experience that all of the older players on Justus Pro have.
So this will be your last round of first half here. Justus Pro wants to escape this half on CT side with 10 if they're able to. Lunatic wants a few more round, or one more round, I should say, not a few. They want a whole bunch as they move into the second half, but they want to try and get this 6th round. And here comes the CT rotate. Oh, look at that player going to be lurking right now. That's going to be Shazam on the lurk. He's going to try and move his way up. And Plank's only one to get an entry kill there. Floki is also able to. AGM on the trade. There goes Floki. And now we only have JMZ left alive by himself. He gets taken down by Shazam, who is working into the connector. 2K for Shazam. And that'll be first half. 9-6 Justus Pro. But Lunatic has to be happy with 6 rounds on T-side.
Yeah, especially they were down, what, like 5-1 right off the bat, right?
Yes.
Or maybe, yeah, 5-1, but was the scoreline when they really started to bring it back. Just, I guess that really just shows the difference between T and CT side on this map, and how, you know, a T side team, if they start to get traction like Complexity did against Vex, can absolutely tee off and really get the best of you. But it also shows how just, you know, the ability to seemingly access anywhere on the map from like the CT side safely is huge for retakes. You never have to, you know, run through a territory that might be controlled by the other team. I feel like on maps like Dust 2, if there's a B take on Dust 2 and you're a CT and you have to get from A to B, there's a bunch of, you know, positions that you have to run across where you could end up in a firefight in between your rotation. So if you're coming from A plat, you can go, you know, through CT to mid, and there might be a guy in mid, or they might have already come through mid, or you can go, you know, from plat through cat, and there might still be players in mid and lower tunnels. It's really easy to get into an engagement before you even get to group up outside of the site. Whereas on this map, there's a lot of safe places for CTs to move and set themselves up effectively for the retake. So that really made the difference in the first half for Justus Pro. If Lunatic can pick up a pistol round and exploit the same things that Justus Pro did in their first half, I think we're going to see a really, really, really close game on our hands.
Second pistol round incoming. First round of second half right now. 9-6 Justus Pro has the lead, and this will be huge to see if Lunatic is able to hold this on CT side. And it looks like Justus Pro is going to go for an A take here, setting up all their players in that direction. Yes, they are going to commit to this A take right now. They're going to set up over there at Palace. I wonder how delayed this is going to be. There's going to be one player at the ramp. The rest of your players from Justus are all the way in the Palace. And execute incoming. Fugly does take Peter down. Fugly gets a second one on AGM and a third on JMZ and a fourth, taking down Floki, and then Shazam with the cleanup crew to take Planks out. And that is a big, big round for Lunatic.
Yeah, a huge round. They needed that round really desperately, and you know they're gonna be able to buy up and keep the pressure up on Justus. But I didn't expect Fugly to, you know, really make a nothing round out of it in the way he did. I don't think he moved his feet, you know, pretty much that entire round since he left spawn. He was just sitting in that one area, just clicking away at heads. So great round for Fugly, and you know, really not much to say about it. Just great shots from Fugly.
So Lunatic is going to be on an upgrade round right now, except for Juvenile. Juvenile opts to go with the head armor and just the pistol. I do believe money was not in his favor. And we're going to see upgraded pistols from Justus Pro trying to get the eco off. They got P250s, so they have the ability to do it with these guns. Shazam is going to be in the window, able to get the peek off without getting punished too hard there. Takes him down to 30 HP, but he does get the FAMAS kill. Peace once again, grabs one, grabs two, going for a third, grabs the third. He's got 4 in the bank right now. Can he grab JMZ and get the... yes, he does. He gets the ace. There is the ace. It was on an ecoing Justus Pro, but Shazam did get it.
Yeah, an ace is, I don't know, an ace is still an ace. I'll give him the nod on that one. If we're to take a look at the scoreboard once again, before it was to point out how dominant JMZ was, but this time I want to show the frag disparity between Lunatic and Justus in this game. Fugly and Shazam both have 20 frags. The next closest player on their team is, or actually the next closest players on the team are all tied with 9 frags, so I wouldn't say that there's exactly a full-on carry going on, but if the bottom half of the Lunatic, the Lunatic scoreboard can really step up this half, then I'm not sure if Justus Pro will be able to hang on for very long.
And already we're down to 1 player left in round 18. That is going to be Floki. He gets taken down at the end by Shazam, and we're all tied up, 9-9.
Yeah, that was a quick round. Guns up on both sides. Justus really needs to find a way in, as they're not going to have an op to get a mid pick or really any long range pick. They're going to have to get down and dirty, up close with their AK-47s. Interestingly enough, 2 Lunatic players opting to hold on to their FAMASs. That's Shazam and Nafly. So hopefully for their sake, they don't get caught off guard or get caught in a situation where they need 5 more bullets.
Oh, that's going to be a pushing Juvenile who gets taken down. Justus Pro is setting themselves up to win the first gun round, and that's going to be Planks who also got a kill. So Juvenile, Shazam, both out of this round, and now you're going to have 5 Justus Pro players working around the middle area. Actually, only 4 in mid. 1 player is going to be the late lurk guy over there at the Palace. He's going to be the slow work. I do believe they should set this up to try and work their way into A. Going to be... boost Flowsick, excuse me, into the window. So he's going to be trying to work that. Going to get near jungle, see if he can get a kill here. But Nafly is in CT spawn waiting for Flowsick to get the peek off. And they're working very slow here. They're basically waiting. Now here goes the execute. The Palace player is going to move his way out into the site. Bomb is still waiting in mid. He's going to be waiting for that late cross. Daps is going to try and cross CT spawn right there. And Floki was all over him, ready for it. There goes Fugly as Nafly is able to get the trade on AGM. JMZ also goes down to Nafly, and now we have a battle on our hands. Nafly, last one left alive, versus 3 terrorists. 2K for Floki already, and a 2K for Nafly. Let's snap over to his perspective, as he's going to be on the hunt here, trying to work his way over towards B. And he's going to go for it. On this 1 versus 3, he is confident enough that he thinks he can get this. But Planks is right there, up the ladder, waiting for him. Will Nafly peek it? No, Nafly does not peek the ladder. Here comes the drop, and that's going to be Planks who ends up getting the kill on him. So a 2K for Planks, a 2K for Floki. On the other side of things, Nafly got the 2K, and Justus Pro has the lead once again.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by that round for Lunatic, more specifically why they didn't upgrade their FAMASs. I mean, the difference between a FAMAS and an M4 can sometimes be negligible. It's mostly about being in the right place at the right time. But if I were Shazam, I would have wanted to have that op 1 round earlier, unless their plan is to do lasting damage to Justus Pro's economy. But that's not a plan that you can really bank on. That's something that kind of just happens with good play and being able to string together rounds. So questionable whether they did it on purpose or just. I don't really know what the logic was, and not only did they, give themselves the firepower disadvantage willingly, but they also had a pretty aggressive strat with a push out mid, and yeah, I think that was really just an aggressive setup that resulted in early picks in the way of Justus Pro. So I'd like to see Lunatic clean that up, especially with that awesome pistol round and follow-up pistol rounds. They're still in it, but I don't know, it seemed unnecessarily sloppy, right?
It definitely looked that way, and pushing Shazam is able to catch AGM, who was trying to work his way over through Palace. They're going to do that same strat once again, leave 1 player in Palace. The rest of your terrorist teammates work towards mid to see if they can gain any traction there and try and wrap their way around either through mid. Oh, Daps is going to get smoked. Wow, how did that not kill him? He barely survives that. Takes a ton of damage, though. He's going to escape through the window, get himself into kitchen as the bomb does move its way up catwalk. Wow, he's completely up catwalk by himself except for Flowsick, who's up. And that's going to be Floki trying to get those 2 kills. Grabs both of them. Floki takes down Juvenile and Daps. Grabs himself the bomb. Goes for the plan here. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 battle. Nafly trying to work out. He is going to be at full HP. Fugly is down to 12, though. And that spray from Nafly actually worked. Takes down Floki, hiding behind it, and Peter just takes down 2. He's going to go for the 3rd. Can he get Nafly? It's going to be a 1 versus 1 here. Nafly, full HP, PTR with only... What is he at right now? Very, very low. Gets taken out at the end of that. Nafly gets the headshot on him. He cannot clutch the round, but a 2K for Floki, a 2K for Peter. Nafly with a 2K for his side, and that will tie things up once again, 10-10.
Yeah, I'm glad for them that they were able to remake that round happen and kind of tighten up the... I wouldn't even say it was sloppy play from the round before, because it was all decisions that they made willingly. It was just kind of a little reckless. I think they maybe got a little cocky with it, but even still, they are continuing their aggressive play style that they had on T side and that they show pretty much all the time, even on CT side. They got Shazam deep into the A apartments with an AWP. I mean, it's one thing to push apartments. It's with a rifle. It's another thing to do with an AWP, and it's a completely third independent thing to push it with an op and then find a pick and make that push successful. So good for him, and finally the aggressive play style paying off for them.
This will be round 21, and this is looking like it's going to turn out to be a game that is going to come straight down to the wire. Both teams are tied up with 10, so we're going to get at least to the 27th round before we end this game, and that's going to be one team winning out every single round from here on out to get that 16. But who knows if that's going to happen. I'm assuming we're going to push this all the way to the last round, go back and forth, and it's going to be an execute on the A ramp. There's already 3 players very, very close. One still working over at the window, but it is going to be a pistol round for Justus Pro. They get 1 kill. That's going to be Fugly who goes down. Can they get this bomb plant? They're hunting for those kills right now. They really need to get that bomb down. Can they get it down? Yes, the bomb does go down. JMZ, last player left alive. He's going to be versus, now he's versus 3 before he gets taken out by Shazam. And that will be a successful bomb plant for them, but Lunatic moves ahead by 1 round. Score is 11-10 in favor of Lunatic.
Bomb plants are nice, but at this stage of the game, it's really about round wins and holding on to guns that are going to drive your economy and keep your team armored up, for really lack of a better term. I mean the bomb plant only really makes a difference on the pistol round because that's the difference between buying or just being short on money. So I like to see that they are locking up all the monetary opportunities that they can. Obviously that money does still help them, and it goes it goes a long way. But getting out there and getting those frags I think was a little more important that round. But especially since they saw Nafly use up so many bullets and retreat through CT, I would have liked to see the push come a little faster, and they waited a little too long. That he was able to reload before he got a chance to re-engage them. So either at that point, either just don't re-engage because he's going to have the huge firepower and the bullet advantage over you, or just get there faster. But either way, a good round by Lunatic, and even still a solid eco from Justus.
So this will be round 22 that is underway. Slow play here from Justus Pro. Just kind of waiting back. They're going to wait down to about 40 seconds to get this execute going into A. The B player is going to try and go make a little bit of noise, see if he can get a kill over there, force a rotate. Here comes the execute onto A, a little bit later than I assumed it would be. Not going to leave themselves very much time to gunfight as they work into A. And there's only going to be 3 players at A to defend right here. And the bomb is actually rotating back over towards B.
Oh, the double fake.
The fake is huge. That number 4 of AGM really needs to get that kill on the player in B. They haven't seen bomb yet, so he's not going to try and rotate out yet. Only 15 seconds. AGM really needs to get this kill on Juvenile. He does get the kill on Juvenile. That opens up the B bomb site. Not much time left on the clock for these 3 players to get this bomb down. They will successfully get the bomb plant, though. And now Lunatic has to try and do a 3-on-3 rotate. 3-on-2 now as Flowsick gets caught trying to rotate out of T-spawn. Nafly is right there in the window. He gets taken down by AGM. So we have Peter and AGM versus Daps and Shazam. A 2K for AGM so far. Daps with 1 kill. Shazam with 1 kill. There goes Shazam. AGM now has a 3K. Peter trying to do all he can to take down Daps. Daps is going to push. Doesn't see him. Now he sees him trying to escape under the window, and PTR is going to get a kill for himself. So that's a big 3K for AGM and a big round to even things out. Once again, 11-11.
This is such a close game, and really that round came down to the awesome sold fake, or I guess sold double fake by AGM. In the Vex versus Complexity game, there were a few fakes that were thrown where the player in the B area didn't really throw any grenades. He kind of just went there, shot his gun a little bit, said like, "Hey, I'm a player. I'm here. Pay attention to me." But the way AGM threw the smoke at the end of balcony, or rather, actually, I don't think he threw it. He used the smoke at the end of balcony that one of the CTs threw to his advantage to mask how many terrorists were there, shoot his AK a little bit, and then make the very loud fallback steps that really sold the fake. That's what got the rotate to A going. And then as soon as he was out of hearing range of the CTs, just walked it right on back and really pretty much cruised his way into the site with the pick on Juvenile when he was in the site. So just great heads-up play by AGM there.
Oh, sticker glitches right there on Shazam. They're offloading directly in front of his face. But this will be a slow play from Justus Pro, expecting the eco here from Lunatic. They don't know for sure yet. I don't think a single pistol has been fired, but they're playing very, very slow to see if Lunatic's going to get aggressive. This is the right play right now on this guess, because Lunatic is on a pistol save. They do have P250s and actually a CZ75 in the hands of Juvenile, and it looks like they're going to try and work their way mid where they do have the gun advantage, at least the range advantage anyways. Able to get a lot more damage out a lot faster unless those P250s connect directly in the face. They're going to work up catwalk. It's going to be a split on B. They're already working their way into the site. Fugly is right there on the catwalk. Gets taken down by Planks. So Justus Pro does work their way into B. Floki does get a kill on Daps. There goes Shazam getting taken down by Planks. Planks gets a 2K before he gets traded out. Juvenile and Nafly are going to be your last two CTs left alive. Bomb is planted in B, and at this point, they're just going to try and drop a bunch of guns out of the hands of Justus Pro and help make it a little bit easier, force some rebuys. They're not going to get too aggressive to try and go for this this round win, as it will be a 2 versus 4. They're, like I said, just trying to drop guns, and Juvenile is now going to get out there. He does get a gun, and he gets away with it. Oh my goodness, they left a gun directly in front of the window, and will get grabbed by Juvenile. So they do get out of there with one rifle in the hands of LunatiK eSports, but Justus Pro is now ahead by around 12-11.
That was really great timing by Juvenile to read that and read that not only were the terrorists falling back to avoid the the bomb explosion, the inevitable bomb explosion, but they were also far enough away where he could just hop in and hop out with the AK. So really made that a successful save. I think if they got away with just their pistols, like it wouldn't have been a bad save. They would have ran away with their lives, denied the other team about $600 in cash, so it wouldn't have been terrible. But taking that AK and saving one of his teammates a buy. He gave it to Nafly. Really could make the difference this round.
So round 24 is going live, and once again, Justus Pro is opting to try and work mid. They've had a lot of success here so far. They can either work their way up catwalk or swinging around to A, and it looks like it's going to be that A swing as they already have a player trying to peek up in the window. Shazam misses an op shot right there. Not like him to miss that flick shot. Doesn't make it happen. Gets taken down by Floki, but he brings him down to 1 HP. I actually believe that was the teammate with the rifle in jungle who did that. But it's now a 5 versus 4 in favor of Justus Pro, and here comes the A fake. AGM is going to be trying to do that. Oh, Fugly is right above him. If AGM doesn't make the peak, he does not make the peak, and Fugly evens things out to a 4 versus 4, and Justus Pro is going to be working that upper B. No, they're going to swing it back around. The bomb is committing back to A. The fakes here, they're coming very, very strong for Justus Pro. They're swinging this all the way back around to A. It's going to pull all the CTs left alive into B. They will easily get into A right now to get this bomb plant, and that's huge. Can they get a 2 versus 4, though? They got to try and hold this and prevent the retake. Peter's in gun range. Oh, he gets taken down, but he does get the bomb plant. So now Plank's by himself. He's getting pushed from all sides, coming from the connector and the jungle. 1 from CT. He gets taken down, and Lunatic evens the rounds back out 12-12 with Fugly's 2K.
What I like about the fakes that Justus is throwing is that they really don't seem to be. It feels like every time they do a fake, and the reason why they're so successful at it is because they don't seem planned. It's like they'll go out somewhere, or they'll start playing the round with whatever strat they had in mind. They'll assess the situation. They'll take all the information that they've gathered from running around, picking up kills, or getting picked, and then they could just make a play seemingly happen out of nowhere. And they weren't able to win that round. Obviously, the 2-on-4 was going to be pretty much impossible for them to win. But the fact that they can make plays out of pretty much nothing might be the difference in this really back and forth game. I think it's just going to be one team stealing around from another one, because thus far, especially in this half, or after the pistol round of this half, it's been the teams just trading back and forth.
So this is round 25, and we will definitely go down to the wire here in this game to see who's going to be able to win this. And Lunatic doing all they can to try and hold this down. It's going to be an A strat once again for Justus Pro, leaving that one player over at B. That is going to be AGM once again up in upper B, going to try and sell this fake and see if he can pull some of these CT players over to B before the rest of his teammates split 1 Alice, and it's going to be 3 at the lower A ramp trying to work up right now. Slow play incoming. Here it comes. There. No, he's just going to peek for a second and drop back. Actually, AGM really didn't try and sell that very hard. Just made a bunch of noise, dropped out, fired some shots. Here comes the execute up the A ramp, though. Justus Pro gets their smokes off. Nobody is under the balcony. It's actually going to be a double stack right there in CT, so Fugly can look over the head of his teammate. He's going to get 1 kill. He's going to go for Flowsick. Oh, Planks almost gets taken down right there, and he will eventually get taken down by Shazam at the E-Box, who just collects himself a 2K, and it's going to go for the 3K. Does get the 3K on the trade from HEM. Fugly cleans up the round, taking down Peter, and the back and forth trade is still happening here. Lunatic eSports back up by 1 round. Score is 13-12.
Shazam was clearly upset by that missed mid-window op shot from the round before, or maybe 2 rounds ago at this point, because his op shots there, that round, that 3K he was able to pick up at the end was really slick, just chaining together shots really nicely, and you know, able to be a threat from really all ranges on the map. I wonder what the plan was with AGM there in the B apartments. I said that their fakes were really seemed so real because they came up with them on the fly. He went to B looking like he intended to fake, and yet was unable to throw a fake as good as the one when he kind of did it by accident or did it on the fly. So I wonder if there was just a miscommunication in terms of where he should be or where, you know, they expected him to be, or whether, you know, the impromptu fake he had before was a little bit of luck, or a lot of it.
This is going to be a pistol round here as they try and push their way into B. It's going to be 4 terrorists getting in there. They get 1 kill. JMZ does get the bomb plant, which is huge for them, netting them a little bit more money. And now we only have JMZ left alive in the site. He's going to play in Ring Around the Rosie right now. All these CTs have not seen him yet. Shazam eventually catches him. And Daps with the 3K on the round to give Lunatic the 14th round. And we are definitely going down to the wire on this game. 14-12, Lunatic is up, and Justus is reeling a little bit now.
Absolutely. Justus really needs to pick up this round. This is really the all-important round of the game. Justus is also going to be pretty much all in with their buy. They're not going to have a ton of money to buy next round if they lose this round, whereas Lunatic has a solid economy in their back pocket. Shazam has 7K. Nafly has over $10,000. So it's just going to be up to Justus Pro chaining together these wins. That was the first time since Pistol Round that we've seen them not go back and forth on rounds. So it's Justus Pro's turn to chain together 2 rounds.
So now we're going to see Justus Pro trying to work through the mid. That's going to be 3 players out in mid. 1 is already down. Juvenile makes it 2. And Juvenile makes it 3 down in mid now. And this might be a blown up strat for Justus Pro as Lunatic is able to get 3 kills off very early. Flowsick gets the flank on Nafly. Then there goes Juvenile. So now it's going to be a 2-on-3 as Floki gets out of there by taking a little bit of damage. He's down to 96 HP, so that fire didn't hurt him too bad. Bomb is going to work its way up catwalk. Let's snap over to that perspective. That's going to be Daps. He's going to fight against him. No, he's going to drop back, throw a flashbang, work his way back into the B bomb site, and this will pull all of the A players on the rotate now. 1 is going to kind of hang out CT window area.
Oh, the self boost.
Oh, it's working. No, he gets picked, actually, so now only AGM is left alive, but he's in the window, so now he's got to try and get through here. He's got to try and 1 versus 3 to not allow Lunatic to get the 15th round that they need, and then that would force Justus Pro into winning every single round from here on out. Stay alive. He's going to jump around the corner, and Daps is right there to his right. He doesn't peek the corner, and Daps is able to get the headshot off, and Lunatic grabs a 15th round. Flowsick, the only player to get kills on T side, Justus Pro, and he grabbed 2.
Wow, yeah, this is literally Justus Pro's last stand. They don't exactly have the money to bring the fight to Lunatic in the way that I think they would want to. It looks like they, you know, intelligently so, prioritize weaponry over the supplementary nades, and even Flowsick has a Galil but no armor, so they are absolutely all in, as they should be. Lunatic looking like they can pick up this game and continue to deny Justus Pro match wins, but PTR not letting them get away with it so easily. Getting a pick on Shazam, beating Shazam at what Shazam does best.
So this will be round 28. Justus Pro would love to win this, make this score 15-13, and then bring this close to forcing the very last round of the match. They're going to rotate their way back over to A. They're going to set up for it. It will be an A take, and unlucky for them, 3 CTs have already worked their way there. Now it's only 2, so this is looking much better for them. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 as they get their way into the bomb site. Bomb is about to get planted. One player is in the jungle. One player is at CT. The other player is going to be rotating off Catwalk. There goes the jungle player. Daps gets taken down by Planks, so CT and Catwalk left alive here. CT player almost gets taken down. He's able to get out of there successfully. That's going to be Nafly. Juvenile rotating off the cat to back mid. He's going to be trying to watch that window and down into connector, trying to get some exit kills here. And Nafly getting aggressive one more time. He's going to go for the peek. Can he get the kill? No, he loses his rifle as JMZ does get the kill off. And Juvenile is getting flanked from 2 players. He's going to get Floki. He's going to look back towards mid, though. And there should be a push incoming still from your number 2 player of Peter. And a little bit of GoTV like that. No, Peter doesn't actually get aggressive, just lets Juvenile live with that op. And Juvenile, only player to get a kill that round for his team. Peter with the 2K, and we're back within 2 rounds. Scores 15-13 for Lunatic.
The main difference in this game in terms of the individual players has really been Fugly and Shazam on the side of Lunatic. If you look at the scoreboard, actually we're running out of time to look at it, but if you were to look at it in freeze time, if there's a next round, you'll see that the frag distribution between Nafly, Daps, Juvie, and all of the Justus players is really about even. I mean, it's such an even match for the vast majority of the players. The difference is that Shazam and Fugly are absolutely losing their minds and really pulling the weight of their entire team. I mean, Shazam with that frag locking up the 30 bomb and Fugly right behind him with 27, making up for 2 players making up for 3 players worth of frags is absolutely huge. So Justus really lacked the X factor, especially on their T side after JMZ slowed down in the first 8 or so rounds.
So this will be 15-13 right now. Justus Pro trying to do all they can. They've already lost AGM. This could be their last round. They need to win this one and the next round to for sure force themselves into overtime. And AGM already out is going to put them at a big disadvantage as there's going to be 5 players left alive for Lunatic. It'll be a 5 versus 4. 1 player is over there at the underpass, and the other 3 terrorists are at A. Oh, they're not able to make the kills happen, and that is going to be JMZ. Planks is out of the way, too, and LunatiK eSports will take the game 16-13. Justus Pro is